Hello and welcome to day number 8 of my 12/12 birthday countdown. And today's golden rule is to be mindful of my words. And being mindful of my words sort of goes into two different directions. One, making sure that what I'm saying to someone is what I actually mean to say, like being thoughtful with my words. Because I never want to be in a situation where I say something and have to take it back later. And, sometimes when we're in the heat of the moment, whether it be an argument or what have you, we may say things that we don't mean in that moment. And then we have to go back and apologize for that or go back and try to explain ourselves. And for me, I try to minimize that as much as possible. Whatever I'm saying to you, I want it to mean what I am saying in that moment, as opposed to having to go back and having to apologize for it. On the other end, I also feel like being mindful of our words is important as it relates to just how we speak about ourselves. As I've shared in previous videos, when we talk about ourselves, when we start with I am, we're essentially saying an affirmation. And it doesn't matter if we mean it in that way, our brain is receiving it in that way, because whenever you start with I am, your brain is automatically taking that statement to be true. And so before I've talked about, not saying things like I am bad at this or I am terrible at that, and sort of trying to rephrase it in a way that could be a little bit more positive. So I'm working towards this, or I am willing to improve in that, just so that our brain can internalize that. And when those opportunities come up for us to improve in those areas, then we'll be even more receptive to it because our brain is already preparing for that. Now, one of the things that I feel is so important and why I decided to make this a golden rule is because we don't always pay attention to the energy we're putting out into the air, and our words are energy. Our words carry energy. And so when we say things, we put it out into the universe, then that can become true. And we may not always be mindful of that, or we may not always be paying attention to it. The same goes for singing certain songs. I'm someone who will, I'll sing the lyrics, but I will stop singing certain lyrics if I feel like it goes against what I actually want to happen. Because again, I don't want to speak that into existence. And my brain doesn't recognize that I'm just singing a song. It's just hearing words come out of my mouth and internalizing that as being true. And so we really have to be careful about things that we say and how we talk about ourselves, because those things may actually come to life. And so in positive situations, absolutely, there was one time I was hey, it'd be really great if I found money on the ground. And literally 2 days later, I found a $100 bill on the ground, and I was yes. That was, a great statement, right? But there were also times when I said something that I didn't necessarily intend to say aloud, and then that thing happened. And that was sort of what, started me in this direction. And so, true story, there was a moment when I was in high school. I was dealing with some high school drama, the typical back and forth, everyone's gossiping and chattering. And I remember being so frustrated by all of that I said to a friend on the phone, I just wish I could stop hearing all of this drama. And the very next day, when I woke up, I could not hear very well. Literally, it sounded like a muffling, it sounded like I had on headphones all day, and I, couldn't quite make out what people were saying. And for the entire day, while I was at school, I had a really hard time hearing what people were saying. I didn't do anything to my ears. I didn't, try to plug them up. Literally, I woke up and just could not hear. And then I finally got my hearing back when I got home that day. And for me, that was a lesson in being careful about what I'm putting out into the universe, being careful about, what I may be manifesting. I have to make sure I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, so that, I don't create any situations that I really don't want to happen by just speaking them aloud. And so that is my message to you today. Be very mindful of what you say, of what you're putting out into the world, because that very thing may be making its way to you. So that is golden rule number 8. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow for golden rule number 9. All right, see ya. Hey, thank you so much for listening to my video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe below. Also, I have some other recommended videos for you to check out over here. All right, thanks a lot and have a great day.